Hello and welcome to Bad at Board Games. My name is Brad Lake and I'm bad at board games, so you don't have to be. And today it's Elden Ring. I don't know. Let's see what's going on with Elden Ring. Do you like the video game? Are you interested in the board game? I've got a few points, so stick around. These are the points I'm going to go over. It's an abstract boss battler, which may or may not interest you. It will be available from their main store, even though some of the things aren't going to be available at retail, but they will have a few things available at retail as well. And then it's not going to cost as much as they say it does at retail. And I've got proof from Bardsung. So if you're interested in those three things and why you may or may not want to back this, stick around. Also stick around to the end, find out what my value rating is for each of their pledge levels and if I'm going to back this or not. So let's dig right in. We are up to $2,222,000 with 7,659 backers. A lot of people are interested in this game, right? Not unsurprisingly, the video game is best of the year, best ever. You know, it's in that ranks of being amazing. So, and I should just let everybody know, I have not played the video game. My sons have played the video game. They're like, with it because it's a difficult game, right? You have to do all the lefts to rights. It's not World of Warcraft where you're tapping in certain sequences. It's a much more of a dexterity type boss battler game. So here we go. We got 7 days to go. They had hit $1 million in in 24 hours. They were at like 1.4. So it's really slowed down in that. People were saying this was going to be like, oh, $20 million campaign or 10, like giant numbers people were throwing out. But I think that was until everybody saw it. The controversy around this, I'm going to jump back into the main screen here for a second, is that it's Steamforged Games, and Steamforged Games, while they make some really cool miniatures, people have complained about how long it's taking them to get their pledges, not been happy with the instructions and the rule set and having to house rule a lot of stuff. Go on Facebook and start looking up Steamforged Games and Elden Ring and everything. And there are people like, no, I won't back anything by Steamforged Games and all that. Now there's a lot of videos out there now, I think, to help with the interviewing and understanding the designers and understanding what this is so that you know what you're getting now. So those that are interested in it will probably like it. However, there's a lot of strong opinions about Steamforged Games and Kickstarters now. So back to the pledge levels and everything, right? You can back for $1, and I'm just so I can get the updates and see what's going on. Right here, we've got this is everything all in. And they say, they're giving you 120 minutes. That's for everything. And then it's an open world tile lane exploration game. Swift setup, we shall see. They're saying that they have like a save system where you can bring things out and make it a little bit easier. The character customization is like a deck builder. You're going to add an upgrade and you'll be able to tech tree and things like that. But you're just going to have cards that you keep adding to your deck, depending on if you want to go melee heavy or defense heavy or magic heavy, all the different tarnished kind of ways about things. The samurai, one of his special abilities is he can move diagonally on the abstract boss battler grid, and we'll get into that. Everybody's like, oh, it was fun, I enjoyed it. And they will have some bias. They got flown to Manchester to play the game with the designers, talk to everybody. That's kind of the whining and dining of the industry to say like, hey, look, this is a pretty cool game. What are your thoughts? And it would have to be pretty horrible for them to bash the game at the studio. And you can see like one of the brothers, Murph, Quacklope, Rodney's guy. Watch it played. I like him, but I can't remember his name right now. And this is the tile placement. so forth and so on. We'll kind of go over this. I know this. If you guys are looking at this, you get the free pot guy and nice miniatures. Let's see. These are the expansions. And we'll get back into that. So the base pledge, let's start here. Entry pledge is $75 in pounds, which is approximately $90 US. And they're saying you're going to save about $21 on your MSRP. So I'm probably going to say that's not when it comes to retail when it first hits. Yes. And depending on how its availability, but I don't know. You're going to, it's a year and a half. They're telling you it's a year and a half, so they're not trying to hide anything, and it's probably going to be more than that. So, you know, in 2024, think about that. So it's going to be mid 2024, probably, if not late 2024. And they'll try to get it to Gen Con, have enough copies to probably sell at Gen Con, which is August of 2024. So keep that in mind as you look at this and you're going through this. So this is 20 hours of gameplay. You're going to get 20 miniatures, 500 cards. And, you know, to me, I don't care how many cards they're going to give me. And then if you look at this, you're really going to have these spiral notebooks. So this is where I kind of, this game is lost me. So and continue to find out, did I back it? But this is probably, if I'm backing it, I'm probably going to back it so that you guys can see it played with my channel. But I just don't know at this point. But this, you're going to flip this book open. You're going to have this grid, and it's a lane battler, right? If you're in the first spot, second or third, that's offensive, neutral, and defensive stance. And then the monsters are attacking rows and columns. And it doesn't matter where you are in your side of the grid. It's just that's your stance. And then you can attack the creature no matter where they're at in their section from what it seems. Because I'm not, even in melee, it's not like you can't attack them depending on how far away they are. How far away the monster is from the red line to the back depends on if you're going to be able to defend or not. So that's the majority of the system. And then you've got this exploration, kind of, it gives you the fog of war, which I think is slick. That's kind of what they did with the Catacombs game. It'll come Clank. That's their big thing that they came out with tiles to give you that fog of war, exploration. So you don't know where everything is. So you're not going to be able to plan things out, and you're going to have to react. You've got that kind of system here. So that's a nice implementation of the video game when you don't know where you're going and you're having to explore, keep things variability in the game, I guess. So you've got the 4 tarnished in this set. So you've got the hero, you've got the prophet, you have the astrologer, you have the bandit. So those are the 4 heroes you're going to get, 4 tarnished you're going to get in this first core set. You're going to get some misbegottens and that kind of set of enemies kind of all the way through. So, you got the regular misbegotten, winged misbegotten, scaly misbegotten, leonine misbegottens, kind of your little mini boss. And then you're going to have lots of cards and hex tiles, which are not expensive. And okay, it's cool. There's a bunch. Hopefully there's enough that you don't get bored with it. But yeah. And then you've got these quest books, and I'm not that impressed. So, and then you've got your dashboard for your tarnished. They're not calling these double layered. It's probably just going to be, thin piece of cardboard. It's thicker than paper, but not as thick as a double layer. And then, of course, you got a rule book. You can read the rule book, so you can go on here and take a look at it. So that's for $75. Then we jump up, or $79. What did I say? No, $90. $90. So we double the price to $180. And now we get into kind of what I would say is if you're interested in this is more what you're wanting to get. But it's $180. So you start to get what I would say is real bosses to fight. The other one, like you had one boss and it just didn't seem that interesting. The other one, if you looked at it, it doesn't say it's coming with all the add-ons. So, and we'll double check that, but I have what I've seen. It doesn't talk about the add-ons. So, here you're getting 40 hours of playability and 54 miniatures, bunch of cards, 72 hex tiles, bunch of tokens, which tokens are just plastic cardboard little shits. You still only get 4 books, and you're still only getting 4 tarnished dashboards, but you're going to get more heroes with this because this does include all the daily unlocks. So, you're going to get this vagabond, you're going to get the samurai, you're going to get the astrologer, and you're going to get the prophet. So 2 of these are the same as the ones above. And then we go down to your enemies. You've got wolves and rats and a large rat. So you're just going to have more people to fight. And, some really nice miniatures. I think Steamforge makes some really nice miniatures. They do a good job in this aspect. And crazy looking trolls with all the entrails. Got the Beastmen. And if you look online, Quackalo, Board Game Co., this is the boss that they got to fight during the boss battle. This tree sentinel is really awesome looking, but these are computer rendered pictures. If you can get the detail in that and be able to paint that or wash it, it's going to be a cool miniature. You got the Erdtree burial watchdog. And then we've got Margit, the Fell Omen himself. Stage 1. And then you've got a bunch of cards and a bunch of stuff, right? So this is the things that don't cost a lot. And a bunch of tokens. So that's $180. And then we go to the all-in pledge where they jump up almost more than double for this. So everything in this Kickstarter, and they're saying it's a $79 discount, which you're going to be able to get a few things in this that this is probably where you're going to be able to get Kickstarter exclusive items. I'm not sure you're going to be able to get Kickstarter exclusive items, honestly, in the other one, and I'll show you why in a second. 100 miniatures, 2,500 cards, 90 hours. So this is what they're talking about at the beginning. 90 hours of play. If you spend $425, you can have 90 hours of play. And you get the expansion that is Stormvale Castle. So this is like a standalone item. And what they've said in their videos is that retailers can't have expansions that aren't standalone for the space and everything that they have. So this one you'll be able to play by itself, Stormvale Castle, when it comes to retail. So you could buy the other box game, or you could just buy this castle game itself. And then the other small boxes you're going to have to buy from their store directly, or from custom, local game stores and things like that that are more specialized in gaming. So you get a few more: Confessor, Prisoner, Vagabond. They're still keep showing these twice, which is interesting. So you may end up with multiple samurais and vagabonds by getting the all-in set. You've got castle guards, and the miniatures, they look good. They look good. I know King of Average created a whole. So you had a 4-minute post, 2 minutes of advertising, and 2 minutes of complaining about the basis on these. It's just kind of funny. And you're getting more boss battles. You got the Brandish Knight, Grafted Scion, Godric the Grafted, continues into his dragon stage, and all the cards. So then this is where you're going to be able to get the Flying Dragon add-on set. So you get Agheel here, and his cards, and he's got a bigger map, so he's got an encounter board that you're going to flip out, but it's still a lane battler, an abstract boss battler. And then you get the Erdtree avatar, and cool looking miniatures once again. and some Erdtree Guardians, and then cards and a lane battle. So you can tell I'm not all that interested in the lane battle. So it's interesting. I know they have a few unlocked items, but you're gonna get everything. You're gonna in the all-in pledge. So, and they're saying that's Kickstarter exclusive. That's Kickstarter exclusive, and these two might be Erdtree, Avatar. So here's what I'm going to show. So we're going to go over to Bardsung. So Bardsung, when they talked about it before, you had this Legends pledge, and they were saying that it was going to be $300 MSRP equivalent, and you were going to save $110 by buying this. So you could buy it for $160, and I'm just showing you this so that you understand the marketing that's going on behind the scenes, right? It's not. You can go buy this package on Steamforged Games right now for $200. Now that's not cheap, but it's not $300. So it's $100. They're selling it for $100 already off of what this is right now, and so you would have saved $40, but then you'd have paid shipping. So let's just say shipping would be a wash. You're going to pay. You would have saved $40 and taken what, a year and a half. So is a year and a half worth your time to save $40? That's the other question. Is the Kickstarter exclusive worth the $40? Now I'm going to go over here because you can see there's a couple of Kickstarter guys. So you see these yellow guys, and there's a guy with an axe. He's the easiest one. This guy right here, Skull Splitter, one of the last unlocks that they had, right? Let's go to their page. See Skullsung, the splitter right there? Right there. And you can buy him now. So it's not Kickstarter exclusive. So what is going to be, I'm going to jump back over to the Elden Ring. What isn't going to be sold at their store? You might not be able to get it at your friendly game store, or online, but you can go to their store and buy it. Back to Elden Ring. Look at this play. Does this excite you? Is this what you want in your board game? Is this what you're willing to pay $425 for, or just $89 for? You're going to have an abstract boss battler. They're not touting how great the story is. Nobody, when you go and see all the other videos out there, they're not saying this is a great story. Oathsworn is one of the reasons that one is done so well and went from, oh, this might be a boss battler and, Gloomhaven plus or light, depending on how you do or don't like Gloomhaven, is what is going on in Oathsworn is all tied in about this massive story, and it's got a narrative, and it's got different options to play. You can just jump in and do a boss battler because you aren't going to be able to do all of the story, and you want to feel like you got through the content, which is what was sold me. I can go in and just play it. I can also listen to the narrative by a professional actor and then go do the thing so that I kind of have some information about what's going on, or I can do the campaign. So I've got different ways to play it. As I stop having time, I'm probably just going to crank out the boss battlers solo and enjoy it that way. But until then, I can start and we're going to do the campaign. We're going to do all this stuff. And then as campaigns do, everybody falls apart and everybody just can't make it and do things. So I still have a way to play that game. To me, this is a very expensive solo game. And I know that they're talking about this as cooperative and you can play this, but they've taken a solo video game and I think they've made a nice little solo board game, but for the price it just seems over the top. So what are our values? If I were going to value this from 1 to 5, if everything costs like $1,000, it would have a value of 1. If it cost $100 all in, I would say this is a value of 5, just to kind of give you an idea of where I'm at. So once we go back up here, if I can find the top, in this first pledge level, we're going to open this a little bit, 75 pounds, which is about $90 US. We have I will say a nice little game. You got some books. You're gonna open them. You're gonna make this map. You got a few tiles, and you're gonna have a few miniatures. Get 4 heroes, and you only get 4 heroes in all of them, except for the all-in. So, just be aware of that as well. And you get 1 boss. So, is that experience? So I can't tell you what the experience is, because normally when I'm giving you my ratings on games I've reviewed, I'm giving it for the experience you have. What's the value? So this I have to look at more what you're getting for what they're charging. So for $90 for this, nowadays this is probably right around going the asking price, right? And then you're going to have, I looked at the shipping on this. Let me look down here. I got it somewhere. $29 to ship this. So you're looking at $90 plus $30, $120 to get this. I think that is a little high, but trending the way everything is, this is probably a 3 out of 5. This is about average for what you're going to get these days as prices continue to move up, and shipping is just what shipping is. But I don't think we can blame shipping anymore. Prices aren't that bad at $24, $25, $30. Even just shipping it across the United States can cost you that much sometimes for things this big. So I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 for this pledge level. And just realize this one, the biggest thing with this is you're not getting any of the Kickstarter exclusives. So they are trying to give you the best price they can, but you don't get any extras. And you will probably be able to, this is going to be at retail. You're going to be able to buy this game and go from there. And eventually you'll be able to get this on sale and pay less. So that's the first pledge level. Then we're going to jump up double to $180 and what they're calling their core pledge. You're going to get 4 guys. Let me scroll down. So here we go. So this is your core pledge. I would say this is really where the game is, because you get multiple bosses, multiple monsters to fight, much broader experience. However, the experience is still this abstract lane battler that I can't get over. But for $180, I think this is expensive. And if you're completely into this and you want these for like miniatures to play Dungeons and Dragons with, or role play with, or something outside of this, then that's awesome. And you are going to get all the unlocks that they're going to have for this. So you're going to be able to do that. Now, at $180 plus the shipping on this one is $50, so you're at $230 for this. I think if you're going to get the game, this is probably what you want. I don't think if you just kind of want to see what the hype is about, and get the entry pledge, that I think, that's a way to do it, right? But in that point, I would recommend just waiting for retail. If you want this, if you really want the experience, you're going to be paying $230. I don't think this is worth $230. I really don't. And it's a year and a half. $230, and the shipping, they're saying $50. We'll see. But that still, I think, seems reasonable for a couple of Calyx boxes that you're getting. But you're getting a bunch of books, you're getting some miniatures, you're getting a bunch of tiles, and you're giving them your money for over a year and a half. A lot of these other ones, like they're saying they've been working on it for 3 years. I would have thought they were going to really try to push this to a 12-month, say 12 months, deliver a year and a half. They're saying a year and a half, which means year and a half to 2 years, based on what all the other Kickstarters are doing. I'm going to give this a 2. It's a value rating of a 2. $230. If you're really excited about this, great. But it's hard for me to get really excited about things that I haven't played. I didn't back Marvel Zombies. I wish I would have now after playing the $35 version of it, but it's just hard. I don't see this as being a cooperative game. I see this as I've got a thing. I can sit there and play solo. It's got a puzzle to it. And I can get games like that a lot cheaper than this. So it's not pulling me in. The theme doesn't pull me in. I understand if it's pulling you in, but it's just not doing anything for me. And then $432 for everything. Thousands of cards, lots of books. And at least when you're playing Jaws of the Lion, when you open the book, you've got a map and it looks cool. And you got like, do these books excite you? Opening that up, does that make you like, oh, I'm going to sit here and play and fight this guy? If it does, that's awesome. To me, this is just like, Too Many Bones doesn't do much for me. One, based on what everybody says, that how deep the rules get, but it's also just like, it's just this grid that you're moving these chits around, and like, I don't find that interesting. I really don't. So if I'm playing with miniatures and I'm doing things, I want to move around a map. We just played Nemesis. That was fun. They add to the experience. This, I'm an aesthetic kind of guy, and this aesthetic does nothing for me. I think this at $432, and this is the $50. So I screwed up the other one. So it's not going to be $230. I apologize. I'll try to fix that in the in the bit below, in the text below. But yeah, I don't think this is worth it. I would still say it's, you're looking at probably a 2. I'm not gonna say it's a 1. It's not Cthulhu Wars, where it's way too expensive for what you're getting, but I'm still gonna stick this at a 2. So I don't think it's worth it. It may be a 1.5, but that's kind of where I'm at. So, I think it's an abstract game. I do believe it's going to be available from Steamforge to order and get later. And it won't be as expensive as they're saying, based on what Bardsung is showing. And so why back now? I'm not gonna back this. I'm not gonna back this until more people play it. Until more people play it that didn't get flown to Manchester. And Alex said, he said nice things about Bardsung, but then he ended up getting rid of it because there was things he didn't like from Board Game Co. And he said this is the best game from Steamforge that he's played, but that doesn't mean he's going to keep it, right? So there's the caveat. There's the things you have to watch for. Or just because it's the best game he's played from them doesn't mean it's a game that he's going to keep. So, what do you think? What do you think about all the hype that's going on this? This is really, if it got $1 million in 24 hours, and then over the next 3 days it doubled, it really did slow down, right? Which is typical. There's 7 days left. There's probably going to be like 5 days left when I post this, unless I can get it up today, which I'm going to try. But I think it's overhyped. Well, I don't think it's overhyped. I think it's probably right where it needs to be. It was going to be over $1 million. I think over $2 million is not unexpected, but I'm not going to back this. I am going to wait and see what happens. I'm just not sure. I think Oathsworn is going to be way better than this, and I'm glad I backed that. And saving my money. Are you going to save yours, or are you going to go all in and you think this is the greatest thing you've seen in a long time? Is this Lane Battler really right up your alley? I kind of want to know, because everybody has different views. Everybody has different gaming preferences, and this might be right where you want it to be. And that I think is awesome. So just remember, no matter how you play, whether you're playing solo, with family, or friends, enjoy what you're bringing to the table. Have a great day.